Okay. Okay, so adding polynomials. So this is what we came here to do. So step one, we need to check for exponents outside the parentheses. So if there are exponents here, here, or here, then we can't do this. We can't add these polynomials like this. There's a couple more steps involved before we can do that, okay? The second thing that we need to do is look to see if there's any number right here or right here that needs to be distributed, right? Before we can add these polynomials together, okay? So those are the two most common things. You can't just start off, and oftentimes, the third thing is you should check to make sure that this is a plus sign, okay? Or a minus sign. I've seen students forget to look at that, and then they multiply, which is the hardest one of them all to do, and when all they had to do was add, So make sure that this is a plus sign or a minus sign, so you know what you're doing before you start, okay? Step one, check for exponents, and there are no numbers to distribute. We did that. If there are numbers to distribute, but there are no exponents, then we can go ahead and distribute and then add, okay? If there are exponents, then we have to multiply those out. We'll do some of those probably tomorrow, and then you can add them, okay? So then step two is rewrite without parentheses. So if none of those are in those, there's no exponents and there's no numbers to distribute, then I can rewrite these without the parentheses. Now, remember what I said, because this is adding, that means none of my signs are going to change. Okay, so just look at what's inside the parentheses. And I'm going to rewrite it without the parentheses. Okay, so I have 2n squared, or 2n minus 3 plus 4n to the fourth. And this is a positive n to the fourth inside that next parenthesis, plus 3n plus 7. Okay? So then the next step, once you get good at this, you'll whittle this down to 2 steps. Okay? It won't be hard at all. The next step then, if you can't, this is one of those steps that's going to be optional down the road. Okay, just to begin with, make sure that you know how to do this, but rewrite the terms in order. And what I do is underline them as we go. So the highest exponent is 4n to the fourth, so we're going to write it next, plus n to the fourth. And then we're looking for any n to the thirds. I don't have any. Any n squareds. I don't have any. So then we'll start right back to the beginning. Remember, this is positive, so plus 2n. And then here's a plus 3n. And then we start at the beginning, n to the 0, which would be any coefficient, or just single digits, plus 7. Okay? So, also should get in the habit of counting to make sure you have them all. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, don't cram them together. Notice how I leave a nice even space between all of them. Okay? You lose terms when you cram them together. Okay? Especially when you're rewriting them. So then we're going to combine like terms. Well, this is just what we did in the last video. So these two are like terms. So 4 plus 1 is 5n to the fourth. These two are like terms. So 2 plus 3 is plus 5n. And then these two are like terms. So negative 3 plus 7 is positive 4. And that's our answer. So you'll see, why it was so foundational to have those other skills.